Let me ask you a real question, not to provoke you, not to insult you, but to make you think. When was the last time you saw society thrive while men and women were at war with each other? Because history tells us something very clear. When the family weakens, everything else follows.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever met a happy feminist? Yeah, me neither, because they don't exist. Feminism sold itself as empowering women, but the reality, it didn't empower anybody. It recruited women. It enlisted them. It turned them into political chess pieces in a game so big they don't even know what board they're on. You want to know what the real purpose of feminism is? Read End of Woman by Carrie Gress. She lays it out plain. Feminism is not about elevating women. It's about erasing femininity. It's about erasing masculinity. It's about blowing up the traditional family and leaving a power vacuum big enough for the elites to drive a tank through. And here's the tragic part. The women caught up in all of this didn't sign up to be miserable. They signed up thinking they were joining a movement that had purpose and meaning. But what they traded away were the very things in this life that give us meaning. Family, connection, partnership, motherhood, feminine strength, and masculine support. They traded all of that for an ideology that promised empowerment, but delivered resentment instead.
And today, more than ever, we're being told that division is empowerment. Many modern movements promised fulfillment, purpose, and freedom. They spoke the language of empowerment. But empowerment without responsibility doesn't lead to strength. It leads to confusion. A lot of women didn't sign up to be unhappy. They didn't sign up to feel overwhelmed, isolated, or resentful. They believed they were joining something meaningful. Yet many ended up trading connection for ideology, partnership for independence without support, and community for constant conflict. Meaning doesn't come from slogans. It comes from relationships, family, and shared purpose. Here's something people don't talk about enough. The fastest way to weaken a society is to divide its strongest unit. Not men, not women, but the bond between them. When men and women distrust each other, when they see each other as threats instead of partners, families fracture, children suffer, and communities lose stability. Division is efficient. Unity is powerful. And powerful things are hard to control. I once heard a rancher explain something fascinating. In a bison herd, the males are often kept separate. Why? Because when the bulls are present, the herd becomes strong, united, and nearly impossible to manipulate. Remove them, and suddenly the herd is easy to steer, easy to scatter, easy to dominate. That story isn't about animals, it's about human nature. When masculine and feminine strengths are separated instead of aligned, we lose resilience. Let me be very clear, this is not about blaming women, and it's not about excusing men. Both have made mistakes. Both have been hurt. Both have been misled at times. The real danger is turning those wounds into permanent hostility, because when men are told they are unnecessary and women are told they must do everything alone, everyone loses. Children lose guidance. Homes lose stability, and society loses direction. Real strength isn't erasing differences, it's respecting them. Masculine strength brings protection, direction, and responsibility. Feminine strength brings nurturing, intuition, and emotional depth. Neither is superior, neither is optional. When these forces work together, families flourish, children thrive, and communities become resilient. That partnership is the foundation of every civilization that has ever endured. The real enemy is not men, and it's not women, it's division. It's the constant narrative that says, you must fight each other to be free. While people argue online, families collapse quietly, and the next generation grows up without models of cooperation. If there's one thing worth defending, it's not an ideology, it's the human family. Strong men, strong women, standing side by side, not competing, not blaming, but building together. Because unity terrifies those who benefit from chaos. And when masculine and feminine strengths align, that's not oppression. That's power.
So let me tell you a story. I'm up at my buddy's ranch, getting ready to take down a bison. He's got 600 head of them, and he tells me something wild. He keeps the male bison out of the main herd. Why? Because with males in the herd, the rancher can't control them. When the bulls are present, the herd protects each other. They're strong, they're united, and they're impossible to manipulate. But remove the males, And suddenly the whole herd is easy to steer, easy to break, easy to dominate, easy to shuffle off to the slaughterhouse. Does that sound familiar? Feminism did the same damn thing. It pulled the men out of the herd. It turned the sexes against each other. It neutered men, overwhelmed women, and divided the unity that should be the strongest force on earth. The masculine and the feminine working together. Because let me tell you a truth. When men and women work together, are united and aligned, synced up in partnership and purpose, that's the nucleus of every civilization that has ever thrived. But destroy that union and you cripple the nation and you weaken the next generation. And feminism, it has been incredibly effective at that. So what's the solution? It's time to stop the blame game. Stop the battle of the sexes. Stop the men versus woman nonsense being pushed by the elites who laugh while we tear each other apart. We are under attack, not as men, not as women, but as a human family. And the only way we win is together, masculine and feminine, side by side, refusing to be divided by movements designed to keep us weak. A happy feminist? No, they're not real. But strong women and strong men united, that's as real as it gets. And that's the only thing the elites are afraid of.